session, first off, EVP means electronic voice phenomenon. So I take out my recorder and we try to be as controlled as possible when doing an EVP session for multiple reasons. You want to tag every single thing that you hear. So we start off explaining what location we're in, right? What room we're in, who we're with, how many people are in the room. So that way, as we're conducting that session, we can rule out anything.
We have each other's backs to kind of debunk and to protect each other. But debunking is a huge thing. We don't want to fake anything. We don't want to make something up. It's got to be natural.
So much of it can be explained.
Yeah.
Whether it's an old house, it's a stuffy house, it's allergies, a lot of things could just be practical. So for us to be able to explain away those kind of excuses, then we kind of whittle it down to, could that be paranormal?
There's been several times that Johnny's actually said, oh my gosh, I feel something, and he'll react to it. And then on my Spectrum camera, I'll catch a light anomaly fly out of his head or come around a corner or something like that in the direction he's looking.
Yeah, it's not for attention's sake or anything like that. It's more just to say it out loud, and hopefully it backs up what we captured.
The key thing is that we have to validate. Because we can say we hear something, we can say we feel something, but unless we actually have something that we could show or share with somebody to say, no, listen, there was actually something there. Yeah. Like we say, it's just a great ghost story.
This is a wide spectrum camera, so this will pick up not only what we see with our eyes, but it will also pick up in the ultraviolet and the infrared light spectrum. This thing will light up a room like nobody's business.
If you're someone that wants to go out on your own and start investigating, I would highly suggest doing research beforehand. And just watching TV shows isn't the proper research because there's so much more to what you see on TV. Definitely pick up books, right? Figure out what it actually means to own yourself, right? Own your energy, own your aura. I highly suggest getting into Reiki, so that way you're more in tune with yourself and your body, so you can pick things up. You can tell if something's off. So if you go into a room and you have that gut feeling that you shouldn't be in there, chances are it's your higher conscious telling you to get out.
I tend to deal with more the sound and EVPs of the investigation. It's amazing because you think, well, wow, a couple $100, you're going to hear a bunch of stuff with this, but it tends to be the cheaper recorder for some reason. But we'll use this as a control piece for when we're in a certain room, so it catches everything. But this one is the star. I mean, this one catches a lot of our stuff. And it's pretty cool when you capture a man's voice with an accent or responding to our questions. It's amazing. And that's what keeps us going in this whole investigation that we do. Extra batteries just in case it goes out. Tends to happen a lot. But that's about it. And then I got a St. Benedictine medal, just like what Kevin has, given to us by a friend as a good luck charm.
It's been pretty well boarded up for the last 4 years. So just not sure exactly what we're going to come in contact with here. This other piece of equipment, this is a Solo X Cam. This is I believe it's a 180 degree camera filled with IR lights. What I like about this is it is on a recording loop of 5 minutes. So if I put it in a room for 2 hours, instead of having a 2-hour clip, it'll be broken down into 5-minute segments.
A lot of times after leaving some of these places, we have more questions than answers because of what we captured. Say it's a bunch of male voices and we expected a female, or they say a certain phrase or something, and you're like, why do they say that? So you have to do more research about the place and try to connect the dots. But you always come out with the fascination of what you caught, but at the same time you're like, what just happened in there? So more questions, that happens quite a bit. That's why we need the scientific community to be involved with what we're doing here. And hopefully we could capture more and more stuff, and then a scientist or someone in the field could say, yo, you know what? Let's look into this more. And that's our goal, besides trying to get answers in our... It's our goal besides trying to get answers for our private questions, our curiosity. So, but there's a lot of things going into this. But you can see how the guys are focused on what they're doing.
When I get ready for an investigation, it's kind of like game time. I get really quiet and I kind of get in myself and just kind of get my mind and my energy focused and together, so that I'm ready for whatever's in there.
We haven't really dealt with anything demonic, luckily, but we did come up with something at the Graber Olive House, and that place has something called a what is it, Paul?
Shapeshifter?
The shapeshifter. It's some very ancient kind of spirit over there. And what happened was we were asking, hey, you want to talk to us? Where do you want to talk to us? And suddenly, right behind my shoulder, I heard someone say, I'm here. And as it said that, I felt the breath of whatever that was. And one of our friends saw red eyes right behind me. So it wasn't like a fear kind of thing, but more like, whoa, that just happened. And we have a lot of those kind of scenes that happen where it's like, wow, that really happened. Wow, we heard that voice. Wow, we got touched. So it's kind of more of a surreal rather than a fear. So that was probably one of the scariest things.
So, no one makes fun of my fanny pack little thing here. It's actually spare batteries and an SD card, so people know what's in it.
I went there by myself just now to take some pictures and stuff, and right in by the stair area, I heard something walking. It wasn't like an animal or anything, the way that the movement was. So it sounded like somebody was walking upstairs just now. So Kevin and Paul are going to put some cameras up there and hopefully we can catch something.
You close the door?
Nope.
Johnny closed the door?
I don't know.
Anybody close the door?
Not that I know of.
Because it was open when we were here. You're right. It'll register any kind of vibration on the floor. So if we're picking up or we hear downstairs footsteps like Johnny did earlier, what this does is kind of validate that there's some kind of a vibration on the floor. His camera will pick it up. Spirits need energy to manifest. It's not something that it can draw energy from directly. It'll draw energy from the air itself. And that's the thing that causes the temperature to drop so quickly. You walk into those cold feelings.
Every person is different when it comes to using equipment on investigation. Someone is better with a camera. So say Kevin and Paul, they for some reason catch a lot of evidence on camera, whereas Johnny and I, we catch a lot on audio. So I'm just gonna go in, feel out the location, see if I could sense anything.
Y'all ready for this?